Good morning, guys. Welcome to 9 a.m. Kinstretch class. Hope you guys are doing good. If you are watching, say hi. We're going to be doing some more advanced base positions. We're going to be working in the squat position. We're going to work on some ankles today. So probably a little more physically demanding than some of our classes that we've done recently. But we're going to show you some regressions and things like that. But those of you who are a little more advanced, there's something a little more to chew on today. As far as equipment, really we just need something that's going to allow us to balance when we are in the squat, in the tall kneeling position. We have some new hip cars that we're going to do today. And that's about it. So we're going to use a dowel rod, but a wall, coffee table, whatever. So go grab that. We're just going to kind of set up real quickly. And we're going to start with some of our morning cars and go from there. We'll probably need about 35 to 40 minutes today. All right, good. All right, guys, if we're ready to rock, we can actually just start in the seated position. Our controlled articular rotations, or CARs today, we're going to focus on the lower body and the spine, since that's a lot of the drills that we'll be doing after. And we're going to work our way up, so a little different today. So first thing we're going to do is CARs. We'll do our left side first for our ankle. And we're doing that, since we've done this a few times, what I want you to focus on today is trying not to rotate the tibia. So think of this as this outer shin bone. And a lot of us have kind of this little process at the top. So we can almost stick our finger to it. So when we're doing our rotations and our CARs, think of trying not to let that move. So we're trying to separate those two parts. So I don't want rotation up here in the knee, which is really happening. I want it down in the ankle, okay? So we kind of give ourselves a little headlock here. You can pick up the heel a little bit. We're going to place a finger or a hand on top of the shin. And then we're just going to do some rotations. Let's go out first and in. And I'm trying to separate the ankle from the shin. So not let the shin rotate. It's really pretty difficult. And if you have really tight ankles, you may have been starting to steal some slack up by the knee and the shin. That is not ideal. Remember, when we're doing CARs, we're just trying to draw the biggest circle we can. I like to think of having a marker tip at the end of my big toe, and on the whiteboard in front of me, I'm trying to draw the biggest circle I can. Let's reverse direction, lead with that big toe. I'm totally fine with the toes flexing and extending. And I'm focusing today on trying not to let that tibia or that shin bone move. Always fighting for every millimeter. Good, let's stay on this side. Now we are going to allow some rotation in the shin as we do knees. So headlock here, heels off the ground. I'm going to externally rotate, extend the knee, internally rotate, pull back in. Externally rotate, extend, internally rotate, pull. Get a good look at the bottom of our feet today. Out. Now let's stay here. So let's flex at the knee. Internally rotate, extend, externally rotate, flex, internally rotate, extend. Good. Okay. Headlock. Now we're on the right side. Picking it up. Let's kind of police our shin here. I got my marker tip on the end of my toe. I'm going to go to the inside first, drawing the biggest marker I can. Flexing is hard, trying to get my knee close to my toe close to my knee. Now trying to right on the floor. One more time in this direction. Good. Reverse. As I'm pulling up, I'm thinking about trying to reach back for my knee. Around the circle, always trying to get every millimeter. Good, okay. Headlock again. Let's internally rotate. Going up to the knee now. Extend at the knee. Externally rotate. Flex. So rotating up here in the shin. Extending. externally rotating, pull in, unless we want to make sure it's not happening in our hip, just down here at the knee. Up, out. It's reverse direction, pull in, out. Last one. Good. Good. Let's work out. Now we're going to get into our hips. We're going to be in the tall kneeling position. It's also a good time quickly if you need something for knee pad, roll up sweatshirt, towel, whatever. Okay. And we're going to need a wall or a coffee table or a broom or a Swiffer or whatever as we do our cars in the tall kneeling position. We have not done this in class. Okay. So what we're going to do is either in front of you or on the opposite side of the leg that we're going to work, we need to get some good balance. I'm actually going to shift my weight onto my right knee because it's my left that's going to move. It's a really great way to try to police how much my hips are going to move, but still we really need to rely on something so I'm not hip hiking as I do this. So just kind of watch me first. I'm going to pick up, cross my body, abduct, internally rotate, trying to keep my knee as far from the floor as I can, around the back, and I would be back in the tall kneeling position. Out the back, try to place my hips, externally rotating, keeping my foot and knee off the floor, and back. Okay? Do it together. You can tell that it's hard not to want to really lean over. I think leaning is okay to use something that's supporting you, but what I don't want is hip hiking. So leaning against is okay. Hip hiking, we want to try to reduce that as much as we can. Ready? Okay. Shifting our weight. Let's come up with the knee, up our midline, out to the side, internally rotate. Try not to dump forward. Come back underneath in the tall position. Pack the breath, radiate. We're trying to limit how much everything else moves. Out to the side, knee always as high as you can. Back underneath, let's see one more. Out, these are tough. Out to the side, internally rotate as you sweep out the back. Underneath, pretty good. Let's go 2 on this side. Sit up, yeah, this is our balance. Try not to hip hike. Okay, shift the weight onto the left knee now, if you're following us. Let's come up the midline, knee as high as we can. We're radiating everywhere else. Out to the side, then sweep back. Underneath, back to tall kneeling position. Out the back, externally rotating. Oh, almost lost it. Good. Underneath, let's see one more. Inhale, pack the breath, radiate, sit up as high as we can, out to the side, internally rotate as we sweep out the back, underneath, back to that tall kneeling position, last rotation, out the back, externally rotate, keep the knee as high as you can, up, everything's nice and slow, back underneath. Good, okay. Put these down for now. Tough, right? So, next thing we're going to do is up the spine. So we're going to do our thoracic spine and then our cervical spine. And let's do that in a tall kneeling position too. Now I should have spoken earlier, but we need to make sure that we're radiating, we're inhaling, packing the breath, building tension everywhere so we can just isolate whatever joint or joints that we're trying to move, okay? If we're getting sloppy and we're doing the hula hoop and everything else is moving, we're not getting as much out of it as we could. And that just takes practice, okay? But just think of in your head, stay stiff. We're just trying to isolate whatever it is, that joint that we are taking through our controlled articular rotations, okay? So, working up the spine, so we're going to go T-spine, that's the middle part of our spine. We're going to lock the hips in, the glute is tight. I'm going to inhale and pack my breath into my lower abdomen. I'm going to cross my arms. I'm going to flex to the front without my hips moving. We're going to go to the left. I'm going to rotate and laterally flex to the left. I'm going to rotate out the back. every single individual vertebrae. I'm over to my right, rolling down towards my front pocket. Let's just keep going through. Over to the left side, not hula hooping, keeping my hips in place, keeping my neck over my shoulders. Over to the right side. Good, nice adjustment there. Arms crossed, let's inhale, pack our breath. Booty is tight. Let's flex to the front, just through the thoracic spine, so I'm not pushing the hips out. We're going to go to the right this time. Rotating, laterally flexing. Rotating up the back, into extension, keeping the rib cage down, over to the left side, down towards that left pocket, keeping the shoulders down, rotating, laterally flexing, extending and opening out the back, keeping the hips in place, shallow breathing if we need to breathe, down to the front. Good, let's move on to the neck or the cervical spine. Okay, a little easier to kind of keep the hips in place on this one. But when we do neck cars, it's the shoulders that want to move. So if I'm going like this, I don't want to elevate my shoulders, keep them away from the ears and the chin. Okay? So I'm going to pull the head or retract the chin, flex to the front, we'll go to the left again. I'm going to sweep my left chest and my beard. I'm going to laterally flex, look over into my left back pocket, around the back to extension, avoiding any pinching. If we get pinching, we just need to back off. Over to the right pocket, down to the front, wipe the chest. Let's go right through. One more to our left. Over, keeping the shoulders down. Every millimeter. Good. Last two to the right, then we're moving on. Pack the breath, booty is tight. Pull the neck back, flex to the front. Go to the right this time, keeping the shoulders down. Sweep the chest with the beard. Over to the back pocket. Around the back. Left pocket. Down. Sweep. Let's go right through. Last rep. Keep those shoulders down. Whew, good. So those are the cars that we're going to do today. I feel like we're getting somewhere with those. We're able to go a little quicker, which gives us more time to do some other stuff. And those are called morning cars. Let's get that. Because they should be, or the morning routine, because they should be done routinely. It's almost like brushing your teeth in the morning. You get up, go through all your cars, and that's kind of a good baseline mobility. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is work on our ankle mobility. We have not done any direct ankle work in one of our virtual classes so far. This is going to be pretty limited and a little difficult. Just kind of work with us. So we're also going to start in a base position that we haven't before, which is the combat position. So we're going to do the left foot up first, and I'm kind of sitting on my right heel, okay? So if you look at me from the side, I'm like this. The reason is because we're going to work on this, I'll switch it, you can see it, but my left ankle right here into plantar and dorsiflexion, okay? So if we're in this combat position, you could kind of give a headlock just like this, okay? Now, what might be best is that you face everyone, and then I'm going to face so they can see me from the side, okay? We're going to do pails and rails, okay? Which is really just applying force in different directions to create mobility. So when I'm in this position, I need to make sure that this foot is in a place that I can move the knee forward and backwards, just like this. Okay? Now, if we're really tight in the quads and the hips, even this position might be uncomfortable, which means that we have some baseline flexibility that we need to work on. Okay? So, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to push my knee forward. This heel needs to stay down, so that I'm getting this nice stretch in the dorsiflexion. So this angle in the front of my ankle is closing. Okay? So if I just kind of, I can even put weight on it just like this, pushing my knee as far as I can over my toes. This is the stretch that I'm after. This is the angle that I am closing, okay? Now we can back off a little bit, but we're going to start in kind of this base position here. We're going to do pails and rails. So when I'm doing pails, I'm going to push kind of the pad of my foot through the floor, as if I was going to come up like this, or you're going to jump or something like that, okay? So pushing my feet through the floor. We're going to ramp up. We talk about 10 seconds and 100%. So 1 second is 10% effort that we're going to put through the floor. And we wind up until we're at our 10 seconds, or 100% safest amount of force we can put through the floor. We're immediately then going to go into rails, which is kind of the same thing. But at that point, I'm going to pull my shin forward, or think of trying to get my toes up to my knee. Okay? So when we're doing pails, I'm going to push through the floor, but I'm not going to go anywhere. So I'm just applying. My floor is blocking me. I'm just going to push. The opposite, I'm going to pull myself using all this tissue in the front of the ankle. Ready? Yeah. Okay. So I'll go kind of kitty corner here. This is going to be tough. All right. So let's get a baseline stretch on this ankle. Okay. We're going to start to push through the floor, but I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to resist it. Okay. So let's go 10%, 20%, pushing through the floor, not just grabbing, but pushing the whole foot through the floor. Okay, think of the top half of the foot. 7, 8, 90%, 10%, push. Okay, now let's pull. Okay, so I'm not even using my weight. I'm pulling my knee. I'm trying to get my toes closer so that all this tissue in front of my shin is activated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Keeping this angle. Let's push that pad of the foot back through the floor. 10. Gearing up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Push. 1. Good. Opposite. Now I'm pulling again. Pulling my knee forward. Using this tissue in front. Pulling my toes up towards my knee. Woo! Front of my shin and ankle is burning. 3, 2, 1. Last one. Now I'm pushing through the floor. 10%. Just the pad as if my heel was going to lift, but we're resisting it. 40%. 50%. 60%. This is the last one. 70%. 80%, 90%, 100%. We're pushing through the floor. 3, 2, 1. Kick opposite. Now I'm trying to almost lift my foot towards my knee. It's pulling my knee forward. I'm closing this angle in front, trying to get the top of my foot towards my knee. Pull. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Back off. Woo! That is hard. Oh. And it's nice because when we switch to the other side and we sit back on this foot, we'll actually get a little stretch in the front of the ankle here. Okay? So hopefully you're following along well. I know you don't see a whole lot of movement with ankles, so sometimes it's hard to visualize while you're doing it. Again, when we do pails, we're going to push as if my heel's going to come off the floor, almost like the action like jumping. Rails, I'm trying to pull and close this ankle. So back of the shin bone, front of the shin bone. Ready? 3 rounds again. Remember, we're kind of gearing up, so over those 10 seconds as I count up or count down, we're starting with a little bit of force and then increasing it up to that 10-second mark. Okay? So let's get into a good starting stretch position. So my knees pushed over my toes. We're going to go down first, then up. Okay? So let's push through the floor with the pad, so I'm not just grabbing with my toes, I'm not pushing the heel down at all. I'm actually keeping the heel from lifting. 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%, push, 70, 80, 90, safest so you can push through the floor but not allowing to lift the heel. The heel to lift. 3, 2, 1, good. Pull. increasing or decreasing this angle, trying to pull the top of my foot up towards my knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we're pushing. Push through the floor, push through the floor. It would make my heel lift if I route it. 30%, 40%, dialing up, never jumping. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Push, push, push for your calf ignite. Okay, and pull, pull, pull. So I'm trying to get the top of my foot closer to my knee using these shin muscles. Should be burning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time through this, pails. 10 seconds, hard as you can. Push, push, push. Pushing through this pad. 30% effort. 40% effort. 50%. 60, 80, push, push, push is the last one. 90, top effort, push through the floor, don't let that heel lift. 3, 2, 1, last rails, pull, 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 pull that knee forward, try to get these toes up towards the knee, close this angle, shin muscles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, relax. Whew. Oh, that is tough. So a lot of calf, but most of us really weak in those front shin muscles. It's really hard to do. How does that feel? Good. Okay, or if you're what we're going to do. So we are actually going to go into the squat position, and we're just going to do a static stretch there, and we're going to kind of go over what a good squat position is first. This might be difficult for a lot of you that cannot get into a deep squat. So it's also a good time that we might need to hold on to something. So a door frame, kitchen counter, whatever, but we have to try to get into the best deep squat position that you can. Let's kind of go over that. So Keely, can you run a deep squat position? It's gonna hurt. It's tough for 2 minutes to get down here. So some things that we need to get right is, one, I need these feet turned in a little more, and the knee to at least be angling at that middle toe or further out than that. So what I don't want to see is this toe turned out and this knee in, so we have this sheet angle like that, okay? That means you actually need angle flexibility doing some of the things we just did. So we kind of want to work on getting some external rotation and abduction so these knees are being pulled out so we even have room for the hips. And then lastly, we want to try to get into as much upper back extension as we can. I don't want to look at a poopy dog, so you can relax for a second. So if we're looking at it from the side, okay, my knees are out. I'm in as much extension as I can, holding on to something or putting the arms out is totally fine. I don't want to be collapsed. I don't want my foot collapsed, and I don't want to look like a shitting dog. For me to just be in that position, this relaxed, collapsed position, is not going to help long term. Okay? And this is going to be our static stretch for the day, so we're going to do 2 minutes in the best deep squat or baby squat position that we can. Ready? Okay. As far as foot width, really we're kind of thinking about shoulder or hip width. Everyone looks a little different in the squat. Come on down, which can make it difficult. Last thing, the heels cannot be up off the floor. That is not a squat position. It's not safe for the knees if we were to ever try to load the squat. So we're thinking feet not rotated out more than the knees are, okay? Thoracic extension, so I'm staying up, I'm not poopy dog. And I should be able to pull my knees out so that my hips can get nice and deep like this. This is one of the best things you can do for your low back, is to practice getting into deep hip flexion and being able to stay down here. Typically on this, my ankles start to burn more than anything else. So it's okay if we need to use our knees, if we need to hold on to something, put counterweight out in front of us, totally fine. If you've never done this before, this is going to feel like a very long 2 minutes. Just try to breathe normally, let gravity pull you down. 1 minute. Keep trying to readjust yourself. Don't allow yourself to collapse. This is hard. If you really do have a tough time, you need to stand out and come back into it. That's totally fine. I can't yell at you or even see you right now. But ideally, make sure you're using something to assist you so you can get into a good position. We don't want to be like this, thinking that we're in a good deep squat. Almost there. Probably about 30 seconds left. Keeping the chest up. Knees push forward towards the toes. Outside that big toe. Keeping the heels on the ground. Not rotating the feet out too much. It's one of the best things you can do for your hip and low back. Just spend more time in the deep squat. Almost there. Come on, clock. There we go. Woo! You can stand out of it. You can roll out of it. You can fall out of it. Whatever you got to do. Shake it off. Grab water if you need to. Because we are coming back to that squat position. That's going to be our base position for those of you that could do it while we do these next two drills. So, while we kind of rest up for a second, if you are not able to hang out there, similar like I did for 2 minutes, we are going to want to work out of the bear sit position rather than the squat. If that was difficult, doing these, we're going to be doing some hinging at the hip is going to be very difficult. Okay, and probably not worth it. We want to just unload the hips so we can kind of get after what we really want to. What is the bear sit position? If we think kind of like a butterfly position like this, we would kind of let the feet go out and a little wider so we can sit up nice and tall like this. I guess this is how bears sit. I don't really know. It's somewhat comfortable. Okay? And we definitely, again, we don't want poopy dog like this. We need to set up our feet somewhere where we can be up nice and tall, okay? So for me, my wide ass, my heels are going to be just about as wide as my yoga mat, where I can stay up nice and tall. And we'll get to it, but you may need to use your kickstands to help you stay in that position. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to do some hinging at the hips, where we are going to resist moving everywhere else. And we're going to do 5 reps in each direction, moving in and out, just hinging, so I'm not lifting, I'm not changing the angle at my knee, I'm only moving here. So most of us are going to be in this bear sit position. And we really want to use the tissue to move in whatever direction as far as we can without moving in other places. And then almost resisting or moving through thick air back into the other direction so that every time we come into internal or external, we're getting a few millimeters further. Okay? So Kaylee is going to do it from the bear sit position, and I'm going to do it from the squat position. So choose your modification. 1 second. Okay, we're going to do the left foot first. So if we are getting in that good squat position, setting my feet up about as wide as the yoga mat for someone my height, I'm going to drop in. I need to make sure my heels are down. I can get in enough back extension where I'm upright like this. And you're probably going to want to brace, okay, using your upper body, your counterweight. You ready? Keely's also, are you going to use your kickstands? So she's just putting her hands behind her, so it's easier for her to stay upright rather than just flexing in the spine and getting in a poor base position that you can start with, okay? Now, if you are doing it from the squat position, one difference is when I do it, I'm actually going to push in so that my heel comes a couple inches off the floor. It's a little better if I have the heel up when I do it than having a flat foot, because we want that rotation not to be down in the ankle, but up in the hip. Ready? Yeah. Okay. Irradiating, packing the breath, put the breath in the lower abdomen. Nothing else is going to move. Let's come internal, far as we can without giving anything up. External, everything's going to be nice and slow, under control, and building tension. Get a little further in each one. 3. last one. Furthest we can in each direction. Pull, 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 pull. Externally rotate. Last one. Good. Whew. Left leg done. Moving on to the right. If that was a mess in the squat position, maybe move back to the bear position. Do your best you can to place yourself and not allowing the hips to move. That's what's going to rotate on you. We're trying to hold this rigid so that femur can move inside that hip joint. That's a lot of work for you today. Back down, establish that good squat position. Right side now, if we're squatting, that heel is going to lift. We need to stay nice and tall up here. To radiate, pack that breath. Here we go, 5 each. Pull, 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 pull. 1. 2. Shallow breathe if you need to. Just stay tight. 3. Keep the hips in place. Keep the other knee in place. 4. Out. 5. Good. Woo. I need to rest for a second. Oh.
Good job.
Good job. Okay, we only have one more drill. Well, we're going to do some spinal rotation, so some thoracic rotations. Again, using that base position of being in either bear or the squat position. Okay. The nice thing is, from doing even the last couple of drills, starting with the ankles, I can already feel it a little bit easier for me to get into the deep squat position. This stuff works really well. Okay, so if I'm in the bear position, this is pretty easy. Okay, let's make the most out of it. Good bear position. I'm being stretched out and nice and tall. I prefer to cross my arms because I really want to focus on each vertebrae rotating on top of one another. I don't want to lean. I don't want to trick myself in that it's my shoulders that are actually moving across the body. So I need to get nice and tall, and then from there, for you to go to the right, without giving up my height, I'm going to rotate as far as I can using my obliques. So I am pulling myself in that position. I'm not moving, I'm not pushing, and I don't want to laterally flex or really just move my shoulder across my body. You want to think of keeping this straight pillar and then just rotating from there. Okay? Excuse me. And on each one, this can be tough. You may really notice some bilateral differences here. Pull every millimeter on something for a small movement like rotation is going to mean a lot. Okay? Now, we're doing it from the squat position, and if you're staying with me, set up my feet. I don't want to shitty squat. Come back down. Okay? From here, I'm going to put my hands out, and I'm going to try to rotate, pulling myself as much as I can. And it's really hard not to pull the hip with me. That's what I'm trying to resist. Okay? What we're going to do, we'll do 10 total, 5 in each position. Really radiating, building up as much. Almost it's like you're resisting yourself from being pulled in that direction. The more force that we can create, the better. Okay? So we go. And this is it. Squat position. Ready? We'll go right first. Packing our breath. Let's go. Left. 1. 2. 3 more, really pull. Use your obliques. 3. 3. 2 more. Try to get a little further each one. Stay nice and tall. whether you're in the bear or the squat. Last one, here we go. Pull, pull, pull. Don't let the hips rotate. Keep the knees out for this one. Last one to our left. Pull. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on back. Woo! Good job, guys. Just relax, get settled down. It was a good, challenging Kinstretch class. Have a great weekend. Thank you.